Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? It's been a hot minute since we've done a Naruto reaction video. So I've been a very busy bee. There's been a lot of things going on lately, and you know, life happens. And I was recently on a vacation, kind of visiting some fam and some family, and the whole 9 yards, going to Orlando, having a lot of fun and stuff. So I'm back officially back home, a lot more settled down, as you can tell. So we're gonna be getting into some Naruto vibes again. So we're going to be getting some reactions coming in through. I'm going to get some of my own content coming in pretty soon. I'm actually going to be doing basically I'm already having a fucking brain moment. But I'm going to be doing, I have some couple Naruto videos in planned. The next one I'm going to be doing is going to be about Obito. I already said this like eons ago that was going to be the next Naruto video I was going to be producing soon. It was going to be related to Obito. And then I'll go from there. A video that actually came out just recently by Six was very, very intriguing. It was kind of like the opposite aspect of what I was going to do with the character Obito. It wasn't a bad video or anything, but Six released a video of Obito basically saying that we're the problem, you know, or, not everyone, but, some of the Naruto community is the problem, and that there's nothing wrong with Obito, blah, blah, and I guess, like, talking up front for him and, like, kind of backing him up, So I'm just going to give, like, a little sneak peek, or like a spoiler for that video that's eventually will be produced from me. It's basically be a video about why I love and hate the character, and then also certain like discrepancies that just didn't really sit well with me. Like it made sense and I could maybe understand why it happened, or maybe like to argue like all the side of arguments you could use for, I guess, to give a reason for Obito, the character and everything, but. Either way, that's going to be for a whole other thing, but it's going to be me kind of really dissecting the character Obito and kind of analyzing him overall and going over the things that didn't really make sense to me, things that made a lot more sense, and overall just talking about him in a whole general aspect, and just, it's going to be a love/hate video, if that basically makes sense. But either way, we're going to get into it, and we're going to start with this video. And you guys will enjoy that Obito video, though. I'll tell you that right now. Like, there's going to be a lot of funny things I'm going to bring up in that video. So there'll be a lot of humor with it. There'll be a lot of, stuff. So, anyways. But we are checking out a video today of every Kage level Naruto character. It's by your boy Swagkage. One of probably the most biggest YouTube Naruto creators out there as of now. Unless there's one that I don't know of. If there is. And, that's another thing. If you guys know any Naruto channels, let me know down in the comments down below. Like, just let me know. Like, there's probably so many Naruto channels that I don't know about that I could be reacting to and going along the way and you name it. So, you know me. I love reaction videos. I fuck with it. I love Naruto. I'm all about it. I'll do my own videos. I do my reactions. You name it, gaming, the whole 9 yards. And you guys know how I am. I don't bullshit. If there's something that don't sit well with me, there's gonna be a problem. And if they got a Discord, guess what? Mr. Batman's coming up to beat some ass. Okay. So, but anyways. So we're going to be getting into this video. The title is very intriguing. Every Kage level character, Naruto character at least. It's not too long, 17 minutes. We're going to check it out, and let's get it.
Obviously, every Kage is Kage level, which means by default this list includes Hashirama, Tobirama, Hiruzen, Minato, Tsunade, Kakashi, Naruto, the first 3 Kazekage, Gaara's dad, Rasa, Gaara himself, the first 4 Raikage, Darui, the first Tsuchikage, Mu, Onoki, Kuratsuchi, the first 3 Mizukage, Yagura, Mei, and Choji.
He doesn't even have to say all these names. That should just be common sense. Come on, if you guys think about it, there's no fucking way you're gonna really act and be like, oh, yeah, they're not Kage level, bro. Like they're just not. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to have a hell of an argument or some type of crazy info that I'm just clearly just not aware of, and be like, oh no, that's why they're not Kage level. Like they're selected as Kage for a fucking reason. Come on.
Characters with similar power to any of the people listed here should also be Kage level, so to figure out who all that describes, I'll begin by compiling a list of characters who can be directly compared to any of the existing Kage. Madara was Hashirama's lifelong rival and regularly fought him during the Warring States period. When he was reanimated by Kabuto, he fought all 5 of the then present-day Kage and defeated them with ease. Then later, when he was properly brought back to life, he soundly beat both Hashirama and Tobirama. As the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, Obito fought the...
I'm gonna be honest though, like that Madara that was fighting that Hashirama, I could be wrong. So don't say I'm capping or anything or whatever. I'm not saying this is like 100%. I'll have to go back, but they were basically even throughout the whole time and kind of going at it whatever. And then there's like a point where Hashirama beat him and he had like the fucking gates on him. And then once he became alive, then he beat Hashirama. So I'm pretty sure that's how it all went. But if I'm wrong, let me know. I don't think I am, but you know, I'm just putting that out there because he didn't really mention that. And Hashirama's my boy, bro. That man's crazy. I love both of them, so you got to do them both with equal respect.
Entire allied shinobi forces, including the first 4 Hokage at the same time. Before becoming the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, he
It's so fire, dude. I love that Jubito transformation. It's so good.
Hokage one-on-one, and even though he lost pretty badly, Minato recognized that Obito was very dangerous.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm normally the first one to shit on Obito, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he didn't lose badly. He lost. Don't get me wrong. He took an L, but it was a pretty good fucking match. It was narratively implied they were like on equal terms, you know, both a threat to each other. Minato had plenty of fucking statements where he was like, "Oh, this could go either way, whatever." Like, this guy's no joke, blah blah. Like, even says his space-time transportation ninjutsu even surpasses mine in the Lord Second. Like, the whole fucking 9 yards. Like, he was no joke. Obito as a 14-year-old that pulled up with the Nine Tails was crazy. So it was not an easy fight. If it was like, you know, like that easy, he would never have died. Okay. Like, now, what I will say actually though, if Obito didn't have the Nine Tails, so I'm really being honest with you, and he just pulled up alone, things would have been tremendously a lot smoother, and obviously Minato wouldn't have died. So the Nine Tails had a huge effect into that, but overall, like, Obito did pretty fucking good against Minato. Like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people think he just got slapped and then, like, you know, whatever, that's it. Like, no diff, or not even, or, like, you know, low diff. You know, like, nah, like, that shit was definitely, like, if you really want to give Minato the credit, then sure, you could say, like, maybe mid diff for Obito, you know, or for Minato, but, like, it's, in my opinion, it was reasonable to say mid or high diff. You know, like, it was not an easy fight. It really wasn't, bro. So, like, if Minato didn't have his fucking flying Raijin, he would have fucking died so many times by Obito. Deadass. So.
At the 5 Kage Summit, he saved Sasuke from Inoki without even being detected, and later easily reacted to an attack from the Raikage. After Guy opens...
True. That is true. Now, the question, though. Okay, the real question. Was A in V1 or V2? I don't remember. I don't think he was in V1. Because normally when he's in V2, yeah, his hair can go up and everything, you name it, but that's actually not necessarily true because in the manga and in the anime, when he's fighting against KCM1 Naruto, when he goes like V2, his hair like moves, but it doesn't go all the way up anymore. It's just still down. So like it's really weird when it comes to like the whole fucking drawing aspect. Like, you know, like for instance, like, you know how Dragon Ball's really good with like clearly showing emphasis whether they're in Super Saiyan 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. They didn't really do that well with fucking Raikage. Like, there's points where he's going full power, but like his hair's not all spiky, you name it or whatever. You know, it just, you just see like his chakra get bigger and more like fucking Super Saiyan 2-ish, you know. So, but like I don't remember if he was in V1 or V2 or not. But either way, it's whatever.
The 8th gate, Madara says he's the best taijutsu user he's ever seen and the strongest person he's ever fought before, which makes him stronger than Hashirama. Orochimaru assassinated Rasa, and while he didn't kill Hiruzen, he essentially forced him to kill himself to protect the village. He could also summon and command the first 2 Hokage with the reanimation jutsu, who, while weaker than they would be at full power, were described as fighting at Hokage level by spectators. Orochimaru is also generally considered to be relative in power to the other 2 Sannin, including Tsunade, the 5th Hokage. He was also a candidate to become the 4th Hokage, and it's implied the only reason he didn't get the position was because
I wonder if he's gonna make Kabuto Kage level. Because Kabuto did fight Tsunade. Like, he was scrapping with her. Like, he was going blow for blow. And yes, I know it was a rusty Tsunade technically, but he was going blow for blow. Then, like, they're both, like, super tired, huffing and puffing. He takes a fucking pill. They start going at it. He gets the edge over her. And then it starts getting equal again. And it just goes on. And then eventually the whole legendary Sonic 3-way fight thing happens. So, that'd be interesting if he makes Kabuto Kage because of that. But I don't fucking know.
Hiruzen wasn't happy with the sort of person he was, not because he wasn't powerful enough. Like Orochimaru, Jiraiya should be relative in power to Tsunade, and was also offered the position of Hokage on multiple occasions.
There's literally even like data book statements and so much shit, but it constantly implies they're all on equal level or very relative. You know what I mean?
But the Guru was able to make a wooden statue so dangerous that it forced Hiruzen and a bunch of other people accompanying him to stop in their tracks.
Yeah.
During the 4th Great Ninja War, Sakura's power is directly compared to Tsunade's, and it's said that it might even exceed it. I know I'm putting him right after Sakura, but no, it has nothing to do with the fact that he fought her, okay? The reason Sasori's here is because he assassinated the third Kazekage.
Yep.
Deidara fought and captured Gaara, and even though he won the fight through less than honest means, he still displayed a level of relativity to Gaara before he decided
They were definitely going back and forth. Gaara would have won that fight, but Deidara exploited, the weakness of a hero, basically. Like, oh, save the village, you know what I mean, or don't, and they all die. And so he had to, like, really, really waste all his fucking chakra and be distracted, while that kind of gave Deidara some time to do his next move. And then he basically got, like, an off-guard, like, fucking attack on him, and that's how he, like, knocked him out and shit. But, it's whatever.
Kage on fairly even terms, and then got
strong. Oh, yeah.
Like,
5 Kage Sasuke is definitely Kage level. If you don't think this man's Kage level, you're fucking tripping. Like, come on, bro. Like, if you really, really think this man ain't Kage level, like, you're crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy.
Way stronger. I don't really want to include Boruto stuff in this video, but for the sake of convenience, I'll make an exception here and say that Sasuke is also considered Naruto's equal in the Boruto era. B's power is considered similar to the fourth Raikages, and the two of them do actually fight at one point. Neither of them are using their full power here, but base to base, B straight up overpowers him. B's the last character who I think is certainly Kage level based on direct scaling to the other Kage, but there are some other characters I want to go over.
Definitely, that's fair. That's fair, yeah.
Scaling as well. The characters included in this batch range from almost definitely Kage level to possibly Kage level, but probably not. They're not ordered based on likelihood or anything like that, so I'll provide my own opinion with each character here. Kakazu fought Hashirama at some point in the past, but according to the third databook, lost the fight and almost died trying to escape. This isn't really indicative of anything, and even though he fought Naruto and Kakashi, two future Kage, it's debatable whether or not they were actually Kage level at this point, and Kakashi said he could have beaten Kakazu if he had used the Mangekyo Sharingan, then Naruto actually did beat Kakazu pretty much by himself. I'll talk about Kakazu some more later, and for now I'll just conclude that if he is Kage level, it's definitely not because of any first-hand interactions he has with any of the Kage. The same way Madara was Hashirama's rival during the Warring States period, Izuna was Tobirama's rival. The databook claims the two had equal power, though Tobirama did eventually kill Izuna, so the two may have only been close in power.
I love the editing, and I love how, like, crystal clear this all is. I fucking love it. Like, oh my god, I love it. Like, one day, like, when I'm in a position where I can have, like, an actual editor to kind of do similar stuff like this, like, yes, I love it.
What?
Like, but see, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm gonna have to do something a little different, because everybody fucking does this, so everyone edits like this. It's always the same bullshit, or you hear some Naruto music in the background, and then it goes, whatever. And I mean, I think Naruto explains a lot more unique and creative when he does his Naruto videos. I'll also say NC Hammer 23 is also really good with doing, like, his own thing to a degree as well. So, like, I'll say that. But, like, I'll do similar things like this, but... Like, you guys have probably realized with me, like, whenever I'm doing, like, my own videos, like, I'm always using, like, the manga window color and everything, and you can see me being visible on talking about it 9 times out of 10, so I try to, like, make that my own unique way of covering content and making Naruto vids and whatnot, but I'm just putting that out there. Like, I love the fucking editing. It's so good. It's so good. It's so clean.
Not outright equals. The only reason I consider him debatably Kage level rather than outright definitely Kage level is because it's unknown how strong Tobirama was during the Warring States period. He might not have been Kage level yet. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably
that fine
not true,
Raijin,
but it's
yeah.
impossible to know for sure. Kinkaku and Ginkaku mostly get credit for two things. First, clearly killing Tobirama and potentially injuring the second Raikage at a meeting between the two of them meant to establish a formal alliance between the Leaf and Clan villages, and later actually killing Tobirama together with 18 other S-rank ninja. I don't think that these two things are particularly strong pieces of evidence, though. First, it's unknown what, if anything, happened to the second Raikage at the meeting between he and Tobirama, and even though it is impressive that Kinkaku and Ginkaku were able to come close to mortally wounding Tobirama, it's explicitly stated that they did this through a surprise attack, which means that Tobirama was off guard. Like I mentioned earlier,
That's interesting. I don't really remember that. Because one thing I will say is I remember it saying that they drove him to, like, his brink of death, but it's interesting. And you want to know what's really weird about, like, the claim of him being off guard? Like, obviously it says launching surprise attack. I just don't remember that wording clearly. But what's really weird is like, Tobirama's a very, very paranoid character. An extremely paranoid character, okay? He's always like on the edge. He's always, trying to plan ahead and, make sure there's no bullshit or nothing's threatening the peace of Konoha, you name it. So that's why he was the way he was with the Uchiha clan, the whole fucking 9 yards, okay? Similar to Danzo in certain aspects. Very paranoid fucking individual. And it's really weird to say he'd be at a fucking political meeting where his enemies are there in front of him. Like, imagine like our president of the United States, going to a meeting like to Russia or whatever, some other place. Like, do you really think he's just going to be kind of just on edge and at peace, or not ready, prepared just because shit pops off or whatever? It's really weird to think that, Like, in the way Tobirama is if he is, at least being smart, it wouldn't hurt to be fucking smart, okay? If he's near, like, potential enemies that could attack him at any moment. Like, for instance, a prime example, the 5 Kage Summit. How they're all, like, there, but they're all ready to fight if it comes down to it. Like, nobody's, being stupid or not paying attention or whatever. They're all ready. There's plenty of tension, you name it. So, like, it's so weird to really think Tobirama would not be needing chakra and sensing for enemies, and you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense in that type of environment. That's my only problem with that. So if you want to take that, like, literal and be like, oh, yeah, he had to get off guard, some type of shit or whatever, to where he just didn't know and he got hit and bam, that kind of, gave him the edge and, the advantage for the fight. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you would think he would have, like, a shadow clone, like, active, or a substitution while he's there. You would think, he has a sensory up, like, like, and whatnot, to where he can detect whether someone's about to do something or danger or someone coming from the outside or whatever. Like, it's really fucking weird. Like, you gotta remember, Tobirama has the duty and the incentive to make sure his comrades and the people within his village are also safe and protected. He's the Okage. You know what I mean? Like, so I know he has his comrades are there with him as well. It'd just be really dumb for him to just be sitting there like, la 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 la, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, it's all good in the hood, and then put himself at risk of getting hurt or killed, and then his comrades as well at risk and killed. That just doesn't sit well with me. You guys let me know how you feel with that, but I don't know. Like, that's why it's really weird for me to really believe that he was caught off guard. Like, sure, if it says launching surprise attacks, that could basically just mean they came out of nowhere launching surprise attacks, and then guess what? They all reacted accordingly, and then they were fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's it, Like, it doesn't mean necessarily, like, when they did their surprise attacks, they landed a hit on Tobirama, okay, whatever, and immediately wounded him and caught him off guard, and what it went from there. Like, that's really weird to say. And like I said, with the environment, the conditions that are going on, you name it, that just doesn't make sense to me. Instead, what I get from it is they pulled up, they started launching surprise attacks, okay, they all dealt with it, reacted, whatever, he tried to fight them, he somehow was pushed to the brink of death, almost died, and got away with flying ration. That's my whole take with it. From reading that whole thing and everything. So, but that's just me. You guys take it however you want, but, it is what it is.
Many people are also under the impression that they were part of the team that killed Tobirama, but I don't actually think they had anything to do with this. Tobirama was killed by a group of ninja named the Kinkaku unit, but this doesn't actually mean that Kinkaku and Genkaku were part of the team. It could have, for example, been a team created to track down and kill Kinkaku and possibly Genkaku as well, which is fairly likely since, as the 4th Raikage says, they're the worst criminals in the Cloud Village's history. It would be weird for criminals who supposedly tried to assassinate the 2nd Raikage to be a part of the Cloud Village's military. And what makes it even more unlikely that they were part of the team that killed Tobirama is that they're under the impression that he's the one who revived them with the reanimation jutsu. The strongest piece of evidence that supports these two being Kage level is something the 4th Raikage says about them, or more specifically says about Kinkaku, which is, hurry, if Kinkaku is transformed, we won't be able to stop him. It could be wrong, but I think what's more likely than that, at least, is that he may not be talking about he and Tsunade fighting Kinkaku. He could be using we to refer to the Allied Shinobi forces, specifically the members of the Allied Shinobi forces who are currently fighting Kinkaku. Personally, I think these guys probably are Kage level based on what's said about them. I think it's extremely
I think it's very fair. Like, they got fucking crazy ass hacks weapons, V2 transformation, you know what I mean? Better yet, I believe there's even a statement where it says, like, they were able to, like, surpass the Gokage because of something or whatever. I would have to go back and check on it, but I would say it's fair to say they're Kage level, bro. If they're able to scrap and go against Tobirama, whether if you think it's twice or once or not, whatever, I believe it was twice, but that's just me. Then by all means, you let me know. But fucking, I don't see the issue with them being Kage level.
A lot of
yeah, for sure. He's definitely fucking Kage level. If you don't think this man's Kage level, you tripping like clown feet.
seem to be under the impression that Fugaku should have been the fourth Hokage instead of Minato, but most, if not all, of these characters are members of the Uchiha clan, so their point of view may be a bit biased. If I take the anime filler into consideration, I think it's a lot more likely that he's Kage level since he has the Mangekyo Sharingan there and claims that he can even control the Nine Tails, but other than that, I think that there's very little actual evidence that he was Kage level. Danzo being in the debatable section.
I don't know about all that because, like, if you look at what we have, like, obviously the anime, the Mangekyo, the Nine Tails, being able to control the Nine Tails, you name it, whatever. There's even a part where in the manga and in the anime, where Itachi's even like fucking talking like, oh shit, like having to fucking fight against a person with the Sharingan, it's gonna be really tough against my father, blah blah. Like, but he either says a Mangekyo user or he just says his father or whatever with the Sharingan. Either way. Like, you know, the fact that Itachi's even contemplating that it's going to be a very tough fight and it's going to be very, you know, hard. Like, look at Shishui, you know what I mean? Look at Itachi at that point. Like, they're no fucking joke. Like, mind you, Itachi at, like, what, the age of 7 already had the intelligence and mindset of an Hokage. So, you know, like, he gets older, stronger, you name it. Fucking, like, it's just, he has Mangekyo, all that. Like, definitely Kage level for a fact. You know what I mean? Around that point, Shishui was, in my opinion, as well. So like just to really be like Fugaku doesn't really have that edge. I feel like there's plenty of narrative scaling to kind of support that. He even had a reputation known as like the Wicked Eye, Fugaku the Wicked Eye. You know what I mean? Like he was very feared among other nations. Very like he was no joke. He had a very similar legendary status, similar to even Minato. Okay, so it'd be really weird to think he's not more than likely a Kage level. I don't think there's a lot less of evidence to indicate that. So I would disagree with that, but. You know, either way, I could see maybe why he's thinking that way and what kind of angles he's kind of, you know, more towards of why he thinks that. But I don't know. I think Fugaku, there's no issue him being considered Kage level. Better yet, actually, now thinking about it, I'm fucking tripping. This is in both manga and anime where literally Fugaku was to be selected as a candidate for the fourth Hokage, to rival for it. It was him and Minato that were being put up front for it. So. Like, if that don't, you know, really go to show either, like, I don't know what more you guys need. But there's plenty of evidence and narrative implications you could use to prove that he was definitely Kage level. I think that's a little weird to say he wasn't.
It might seem weird since he was actually offered the position of Hokage, but it was only a temporary thing. He didn't have his face carved into the side of the mountain or anything like that, and Tsunade was supposed to take the position back from him as soon as she recovered from the injury she sustained during Pain's assault. If Danzo had actually become the sixth Hokage, I'd have no choice but to consider him Kage level, but because of the nature of his promotion, I don't know exactly how to categorize him. Based on his fight with Sasuke, I think Danzo is weaker than...
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, you can't say...
other present-day Kage, even Mei, who most people consider to be the weakest of the five. Her lava-style jutsu was at least considered dangerous by Madara. Meanwhile, Danzo couldn't do anything to Sasuke Susanoo. The best way I can articulate how I feel is to say if Danzo had actually become the sixth Hokage, there would be more characters on this list as a result of Kage level being a lower...
So I don't think... Is he considering him Kage or not?
Hard to clear.
Okay, I don't know if he considered him or not, but I'm gonna be real with you guys right now. Danzo's definitely Kage level. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, fighting against 5 Kage, summoned Sasuke, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, was even pushed in as the Hokage for that brief amount of time. So I don't know about all that. That's a little weird to say he's not Kage level. Like, what the fuck? Like, what, you think he's a Jonin?
Kabuto says that if Kimimaro hadn't been sick during and had been present for the assassination of the third Hokage, the mission would have gone smoothly.
Kimimaro is no fucking joke. That man's crazy. That man is crazy. Better yet, if you don't take this statement like to the T, the guy was still standing when he was fighting against KCM1 Naruto. Basically, Yellow Flash Minato level of speed and shit. Okay. Like, the fact that he was still there as an Edo against Naruto and was not sealed is just insane. Like, they eventually released the Edo Tensei Jutsu, and he's still there with fucking Granny Chiyo. Like, that's just crazy. So, yeah, Kimimaro is no joke. Prime, healthy Kimimaro, he's a fucking beast.
Orochimaru wouldn't have lost his arms. There are multiple ways to interpret this, one way being that Kimimaro, without being weakened by a sickness, may have been around as strong as, if not stronger than, Hiruzen was. Obviously, that's not necessarily the case, but I'm not going to outright dismiss it. Zabuza did plan on assassinating the Mizukage at some point, but he never actually did it. In fact, the entire reason he had to go rogue was because he tried to do it and failed. Maybe the fact that he thought he could kill the Mizukage is indicative of him being Kage level, but I doubt it. Yugito was one of the Jinchuriki reanimated by Kabuto and made into one of Obito's 6 paths of pain. The 4th Mizukage Yagura was another one of them, and all 6 of the Jinchuriki seemed fairly close in power when they fought Naruto and Bee. It's hard to prove that she's actually as strong as Yagura using this fight, but if she is, she should be Kage level.
Ninjas. For anyone that was talking in the chat, my bad. I totally forgot that I have a chat. My bad.
Same thing as Yugito. Also the same thing as Yugito. Same thing as Yugito and the other Jinchuriki. Who's the last of...
The fuck? Okay. Oh, shit.
The 6 Jinchuriki that fought Naruto and Bee, and like them, she seems to be around as strong as Yagura. Next, I'll be listing characters who are Kage level through indirect or second-hand scaling, characters who have shown that they're as strong as or stronger than characters who have already proven to be Kage level. Basically, if they're relative to or stronger than any of the characters I've already talked about, or any of the characters I'm about to talk about, they'll show up in this section of the list. I'll start with characters who I think are definitely Kage level, and I'll get into debatable cases afterwards. According to Sasuke, Kage
come on now.
Madara, and she routinely displays that she's stronger than all 4 members of Team 7 and Obito. When Hagoromo meets Naruto and Sasuke, he says Madara is approaching his level of power, implying he hasn't quite reached it yet. Also, he and his brother created the moon at the end of their fight with Kaguya in the process of sealing her away. Even ignoring these 2 things, his reputation as the Sage of 6 Paths speaks for itself. Hamura should be comparable in power to Hagoromo, and even if he's not, he did help create the moon and beat Kaguya, so, you know. Toneri seemed confident that he could survive the Earth and the Moon crashing into each other, and he was also able to fight Naruto, who fought a much stronger version of Sasuke than the one that fought the Raikage.
Okay.
Pain killed Jiraiya and is almost definitely blatantly stronger than Deidara and Sasori.
Yeah.
Hanzo slaughtered a whole platoon of Konoha ninja during the Second Great Ninja War and was so impressed that the only survivors, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, didn't die that he dubbed them the Sani. It's fair to argue that the Sani may not have been in their prime here and may not have even been Kage level when this fight happened, but years later, when Jiraiya infiltrates the Hidden Rain village and finds out that Hanzo's dead, he can't believe it. He considers it impossible for anyone to kill Hanzo on their own. I know this is weird, but Mifune just straight up beat Hanzo in a fight. He was so fast that Hanzo couldn't even weave seals against him, and when the 2 of them fought at some point in the past, Hanzo remarked that he couldn't make any mistakes while fighting Mifune. Again, I know it's weird, but this guy's just a monster, I guess.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He said that in Sakumo's time, the Sannin paled in comparison to him, and he shouldn't have died too long before Orochimaru was considered a viable candidate for the 4th Hokage. Orochimaru openly admits Itachi's stronger than him in Part 1, and even though he says this after his arms have been sealed and he's become substantially weaker as a result, he also cites his inferiority to Itachi as the reason he left the Akatsuki. Orochimaru tried to steal Itachi's body quite some time after being considered a candidate for the 4th Hokage, so even if I use the least charitable interpretation of this statement possible, Itachi should be well above Kage level based on this interaction. After Kabuto revives him with the reanimation jutsu, Itachi shows that he's at least as strong as Sasuke, who at this point was way stronger than he was when he fought the Raikage. Deidara also seems to think Itachi's stronger than him, and this is practically confirmed when Obito reveals to Sasuke, who had already beaten Deidara in a one-on-one fight at this point, that Itachi could have won their fight if he'd actually been trying. Kisame beat Killer Bee and was able to fight and react to 7th Gate Guy, though it is possible to argue that these 2 examples don't prove he's Kage level. Bee spent most of the second half of his fight against Kisame focused on protecting 2 bystanders, and Kisame didn't actually beat Guy in their fight. Having said all that, at the beginning of his fight with Bee, Kisame was, while in base, able to clash with and arguably even overpower version 1 Cloak Bee. Sounds Kage level to me. Kabuto revived and summoned an army of ninja, many of whom were themselves Kage level. Even without his summons, once he's entered Sage mode, the least charitable I can be to him is to say that he's at least vaguely relative in power, speed, ninjutsu skill, and genjutsu skill to the strongest version of Itachi ever shown to the audience. That takes care of all of the concretely Kage level characters that I'm aware of, so now I'll move on to less clear-cut cases. Again, from here on out I'm getting into debatable territory, and the characters I'm about to mention are anywhere from almost absolutely 100% definitely Kage level to probably not Kage level, but worth mentioning for the sake of being thorough.
Okay.
Ashura's never actually shown fighting anybody, but he is able to use the same three-headed, six-armed avatar that Naruto uses in his fight against Sasuke, and also he received all of Hagoromo's power, so he should probably have power that's at least somewhat comparable to his dad's. The manga doesn't make it clear if Indra and Ashura were still equals after Ashura received all of Hagoromo's power, but the manga and the databooks do imply that Indra naturally inherited a lot of Hagoromo's power anyway. Conan damaged Obito in their fight and immediately earned his respect for doing so. It's made pretty clear he wasn't going all out when this happened though, so it's difficult to extrapolate how strong she is from this. It is worth mentioning that with prep time she was able to turn an entire body of water into 600 billion paper bombs, which is very impressive, almost certainly a Kage level feat.
So one thing I will say on that, a lot of people really don't give her credit or the benefit of the doubt, but like, a lot of people always like, oh, Obito wasn't going all out. Okay, so what people don't understand, okay, like, especially at Obito out of all characters, we all know how fucking powerful he is. Does it make any goddamn sense for him to not be going at full speed to try to incapacitate or knock out Conan or immediately place her in a genjutsu? Why in God's name would he be holding back so much to where she could be able to press him like that and injure him? Doesn't make any fucking sense. She clearly has to be strong enough, be able to move fast enough, and you name it, and react, etc., and use her jutsu to be on a similar level to him, okay? So the fact that she could even fight against that Obito, whether or not you think it's because she's performing that way because she has like a mental, like a mental buff or whatever, or a mental amp, and that's why she's doing very well against Obito, whatever. But I feel like it's very disingenuous or really weird to say that Obito was holding back tremendously, and that's the only reason why that happened. And because he literally even quotes after getting hit, like, oh, damn, like, no wonder why you were considered a Akatsuki member, blah, blah, like, yeah, I underestimated you, like, you're pretty strong. You know what I mean? Like, she's being complimented by fucking Obito out of all characters. That was kind of presented as Madara at that point in time, So I don't know, like, I think that's a feat itself, and I feel like a lot of people really overlook that, or just fucking downplay her, or just try to fucking shit on her, or, or better yet, be like, oh, Obito wasn't going all out, whatever, blah, blah, like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, he literally says, like, right in the beginning of the fight, that he's gonna fucking kill her, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna basically knock her out, place in genjutsu, figure out what the Rinnegan is, and then kill her. Like, you're a traitor to the Akatsuki, that's rule number one, you know what I mean? So it makes no fucking sense to just be like, oh yeah, he was tremendously holding back, you know what I mean? Like, and he just didn't want to fuck with her, or whatever, and that's why he got hurt. Like, it's so dumb. It's so fucking stupid. Can't stand that. Like, you can never be able to prove that, and either way, it's fucking stupid. Give credit when it's due, it's that simple.
Kakuzu fought Yugito together, and later fought Kakashi, but Hidan didn't beat Kakashi, and the bulk of the fight with Yugito isn't shown. It's reasonable to assume that Hidan beat Yugito with his Jashin ritual based on the aftermath of the fight, and since that bypasses durability completely, and because in what is shown of the fight, Yugito is straight up beating Hidan and Kakuzu, and because the two of them fought her together, and because she's only debatably Kage level to begin with, I don't think it's reasonable to claim that Hidan is Kage level based on any of
Sure.
this. The best argument in Hidan's favor is that most of the other members of the
Noodles would disagree, though.
But he says himself that he's the weakest, so even this doesn't help him very much. I'll admit, maybe Kakuzu shouldn't be in the debatable section, maybe I just hate him, but like Hidan, he doesn't have any direct lines of scaling to any characters who are definitely Kage level, and everything I said about Hidan's fight with Yugito applies to him too. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Kakashi thought he could have killed Kakuzu with the Mangekyo Sharingan, and Naruto straight up blitzed him twice when they fought. Suigetsu was briefly able to contend with Killer Bee's 8 Tails transformation. He was also able to blow a hole in Guru Guru's head. With her chains, Karine was able to blow up Guru Guru's statue, but it's unclear if this was something she can do consistently. In this moment, she's definitely Kage level, but a lot of this strength seems to come from her desire to save Sasuke.
Yeah, mental amp.
Lee kicked Madara in half, but he was being amped by Naruto's Nine Tails chakra, so I don't know if it counts. Tenten effortlessly destroyed some of Kakazu's hearts with the 6 pads tools left behind by Kinkaku and Ginkaku. Tenten's only in contention for Kage level when she's armed with these 6 pads tools, though. Sai blitzed Deidara and Sasori, but he could have just been way stronger in this moment as a result of
mental
being
amp.
pissed off.
Yeah.
If he is strong
he
enough
went
to do
in
this regularly, then Sai is Kage level for sure, but this could just be an outlier. This guy is really weird. Aoba fought Kakazu in hand-to-hand combat.
This just the way he came out with that, bro. It's so fucking true, though. That guy is so weird, bro. He be doing some crazy shit.
A minute, and Kabuto seemed to think his presence was worth mentioning. Also,
yeah.
he's in better shape than B after both of them have about the same amount of chakra.
Maybe we can stop. Maybe we can stop him. Too much chakra has been stolen from you. Okay, that's
From
curious.
them by Kisame, so
I remember that. That's when they're on the island. Yeah.
Shisui might have been stronger than Fugaku, and his Mangekyo Genjutsu was really strong, but he doesn't actually have any Kage level feats, just hype and statements.
Basically.
Okay, so
but you can conclude that he has to be Kage level, though. I don't give a fuck. A lot of people like to shit on Shisui too. I can't stand that shit. But like fucking like his being known as like Shisui the teleporter, known for like the craziest teleportation. Like it's better yet, it's even stated that his body flicker was better than all Uchiha. Whether if you think that stands for all of them, like Madara, Obito, and everything, or if you think that's just, you know, for the people at the current present time. But either way, like he has so many good statements, dude. So much hacks, fucking Susanoo, you name it. Like it's really, really fucking weird to think he's not Kage level. Like if you don't think he's Kage level, bro, you tripping. You crazy. Like you're just a hater of Shisui. It's that simple.
Definitely isn't actually Kage level, but he has Sasori's puppet body, and some people assume that he's as strong as Sasori with it, so I think it's a stretch, but I figured I had to put him here. Chiyo regularly
like a prime example, you can't put fucking Itachi as Kage level and then just completely forget about Shisui. That doesn't make any fucking sense. They're literally in the same fucking level in line of scaling. But yet, technically, Shisui is always over fucking Itachi. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Hanzo in his prime.
God damn it.
Million.
So first of all,
Oh, it would fucking start over. Jesus Christ. All right, hang on. We're gonna get back. Okay. We're almost done anyway, so. All right, we're right here. God damn it. There's a fucking other ad coming. Hurry up, you two.
And some people assume that he's as strong as Sasori with it, so I think it's a stretch, but I figured I had to put him here. Chiyo regularly fought Hanzo in his prime, but it's unclear if she fought him one-on-one or as part of a team. She and Tsunade were also rivals during the Second Great Ninja War, and when she met Kakashi, who she thought was Sakumo the White Fang, she immediately tried to kill him with her bare hands, without even using her puppets, implying she thought that even while holding back and even well past her prime, she was strong enough to kill him. Haku blitzed Kakashi during the Fourth Great Ninja War, and by this point Kakashi had been considered as a candidate for Tsunade's temporary Hokage replacement. Like a lot of other characters here, this could have been a mental amp thing, but it's not exactly an outlier since he did the same thing on the bridge in Part 1. He's also stronger than Zabuza, who, like I said, thought he could kill the Mizukage. Kitsuchi, yeah, this guy. I know most of you probably don't remember him. Anyway, Kitsuchi trapped the Geto Mazo between massive earth structures and straight up boxed with Kinkaku.
Yeah. He
Nagano
did.
thought Yahiko was strong, I guess. He probably wasn't Kage level, but Hanzo did kill him using underhanded tactics, so maybe he really was secretly a monster. Who knows? Anyway, that's everybody, at least that I can think of. If I forgot anyone, feel free to yell at me in the comments. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to. Don't worry about it if you don't. Thanks for watching the video all the way through to the end. Take care, as always, and have a fantastic day. Swagkage out. Bye. So the Bluebird outro remix keeps getting copyright claimed randomly, so I'm just gonna avoid the headache with that and not but I don't want to gut the outro completely, so I'll pick a new song. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments.
Bruh. I love the beatbox. Oh, that shit had me dead, bro.
So first of all,
just because of that, I gotta give the video a like, bro. Like, that outro was great. That if he ain't fucking telling the truth when it comes to YouTube's bullshit, bro, I can't. I can't stand YouTube. They piss me off. That's all I'm gonna say on that. The only reason why I'm really like, for one, I can relate for many reasons as a content creator. Probably so many other people fucking can too with YouTube's bullshit. And there's a whole finasco going on with me and YouTube right now that I'm going to be actually making a video on for you guys to actually see. You will enjoy that. It's going to be very, very entertaining because they're playing a lot of fucking games right now. And I'm not the one with games. I'm not for it. You know what I mean? I can't stand it. You know what I mean? If I don't bother you, don't bother me, you know? And they're playing games. They're being stupid. And I was going to be doing a reaction video to another very serious video of some serious allegations that were actually being done to YouTube. So that'll be interesting to show it for you guys as well. I'm debating on whether or not to connect that to my YouTube video of me giving my thoughts and feelings on YouTube. But regardless, I'll either be separate or we'll be together. We'll see. I don't know. Probably be separate just to make sure the video's not too crazy long. But either way, like, that was good. That was good. But no, let me know what you guys think. Who, out of all characters in the Narutoverse, who do you think is like absolutely Kage level? You know what I mean? Just let me know. I'm curious. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of good people that you can kind of go off to, like, how they could be Kage level and shit. Oh, shit. But yeah, like, basically, if I'm being really honest, like, so I kind of hit it on the nail. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's as good as you could possibly fucking get. You know what I mean? For Kage level. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what more to really tell you. You know? So, but it's pretty good. I'll say definitely pretty good. The only other thing I can like really think of at the top of my head is like maybe like fucking obvious, like, you know, like obviously V2, Four Tails, you know, and stuff like that. And then you got like fucking, you know, Gamma Bunta, like he's a Kage level summoning, you know, shit like that. You had like that fight with Gaara, like full like, you know, transformation. Shikaku fighting against Gamma Bunta, so like come on now, like if that don't really indicate like a Kage level fight, like you had like two fucking Kage level fights going on. Heroes in Orochimaru and them two going at it, you know. So like, what's it called? Now obviously I'm not saying like fucking Kid Naruto is a fucking Kage level, but the summoning he had is a Kage level threat. But so like if we're going to like the little, you know, like little nitpicking here and there for those type of things or schematics, and I guess you could, you know, bring up things like that. But either way, you guys let me know. Leave your comments down below. Make sure to leave a like for the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content. Subscribe guys to the channel. We have plenty more Naruto vibes coming along the way.